Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roadology. Today's video is going to be a different video. It's going to be more edited. So we just going to get into the topic of this video, right? So we all hear about the maps being very bad in the game, and I'm going to put my main sense on how the maps, in my opinion, should be in CQC terms, right? Because majority of the maps in Battlefield 6 are CQC maps. So Hardline, of course, I'm going to bring Hardline up, right? I'm not the first person who brought Hardline up and made it, surviving and thriving, right? And I'm not going to be the only one, and I don't want to be the only one, because this game right here was literally one of the most creative battlefields. It just did not get no love because obviously BF4 came out at a time that it was supposed to, and BF Hardline came out at a time when it wasn't supposed to. BF3, BF to a transition to BF4, and then BF4 to Hardline, Cops and Robbers, right? But there was some good in Battlefield Hardline. It was mainly the maps and the things that pertain to the design of the game, like the ranking system and everything, right? So I'm just going to get to the maps, right? So we have Greenhouse in the background. Greenhouse was a CQC. It's not necessarily a bad map. And also, 4 CQC maps in Battlefield 6 with the slowest movement in Battlefield 6. That means that these maps in the background will play very, very well, in my opinion, because you see how the design is. We get a lot of predictability in how these maps can play out. We get a 3-way, but it's a 3-way and not necessarily Call of Duty style, right? You get a open area where you have to think where you move. These maps were something, in my opinion, special. And it was also supposed to be in the scene of how a game like Battlefield should be. And the reason why I say that is that this Battlefield 6, right, is in LA, it's in California, it's in New York. Hardline and their maps are in California, Miami, and I don't really know if New York was in Battlefield Hardline. But the general sense is Battlefield Hardline is the only game I'm advocating for in this game. I want, and I practically want more BF4 maps and BF3 maps, because I only played BF3 a little bit, and I didn't really get, the time to see a lot of the great maps from that game. BF4, of course, I played that, so I want more of BF4 maps, but I also want to see a lot of, different maps that came from BF3 era, to the time that we have now, only in a modern sense from Hardline. Yeah, BF3 to Hardline, right? The beat in the background, it's a CQC map. This map can play really well on how fast the movement system is in BF6. And now, transitioned to BF Hardline Downtown. Y'all know that we will probably have this map in Battlefield 6 as the first Hardline map that comes into Battlefield. And looking over and seeing this recording, I honestly see why they brought back Downtown, because I did not like Downtown personally as a preference of playing on this game, but it is a good map for a start. The thing about that is that we have to compete against Battlefield 6 launch maps. But this map in the background is also a comparison to what we have to make in Battlefield 6. But enough jokes. All those type of maps, BF Metro, BF Zivard, we literally need to see how these maps can be implemented into the game, because we have to compete with maps like this: Blackwell Fields, the map in the background, and the golf course map. We have to do everything to see how these maps are supposed to be designed. Kaleidoscope in the background. That map design wasn't necessarily the best map. And you know, I'm all over the place on this edit. But let me tell you, right, is that there are maps that's comparable from Hardline to BF4 and comparable from BF Hardline to BF3. And why did I say that? I mean, in general sense, that we need to have maps that are comparable to the game that we had in the background, to BF6, because not a lot of maps are comparable to BF6. Like BF1 and BF5, their maps wasn't really the best, and of course 2042's maps aren't the best maps in the game. So people want bigger maps, people want smaller maps, people want medium maps, but the bigger maps, do we want 2042 maps? That's not going to be a good sense. And if we want bigger maps, how are we going to make bigger maps play in a good flow like it's supposed to, instead of making it CQC? The beginning of a different style of video, and I just want to leave it